Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable judges, I will start my debate in motion of this house does not regret the rise of online activism. Introduce me, I'm Lulu Fadia from 20 Vocational High School here. Want to debate in 3, 2, 1. As the opposition, we strongly believe that the rise of online activism is not something we should regret. It is something we should celebrate. We live in digital era where technology is part of daily life. Social media is not only a place to post selfie or funny videos. It has also become a powerful tool just for justice and awareness. So today, I will bring you two main arguments. First one is online activism increases public awareness and accessibility for everyone. Second, it's online activism strengthen youth participation and connect digital movement with real world change. So, and through my speech, I will also respond the common weakness claimed by the proposition like selectivism or moral pressure without real action or the other one. Okay, so the argument one, it's online activism increases awareness and accessibility. First of all, online activism allows everyone, no matter their background, gender, or economic condition, to have a voice. Traditionally, activism requires physical presence. You need to go to rails, print poster, and travel to places. But let's be real, not everyone can do that. Some people live far from big cities. Some are students who can afford transportation, and some are working parents. Thanks to online platforms like Instagram, X, and TikTok, these people can now participate just by sharing information or signing petition. For example, Indonesia movement like Reformasi di Korupsi or Save KPK reached millions of young people online. Those hashtags started from social media before turning into real life demonstration that show that awareness online can lead to offline action. Even recently, as a high school student myself, I've seen this really clearly, where there was a small student protest near my school about the demonstration at the end of August, more precisely on August 25th, which coincided with the DPR building demanded justice regarding economy and legal issues. How do we know the situation? Most of us heard about it through social media first, Instagram stories, TikTok, because we are prohibited from participating in demonstration or going directly to the field. Without online awareness, many students wouldn't even know what the protest was about. So when propositions say online activism make people lazy, we said the opposition. Activism inform people who otherwise would have stayed silent. If you think awareness doesn't matter, remember every single movement in history began with awareness. You cannot act on something you don't know about. So, online activities empower youth and connect the digital effort with real world change. Secondly, activism gives young people like me, like maybe many of you, safe and open space to speak up. Before the internet, young voice we rarely heard, but now students can share their opinion, organize charity drives, and discuss public issues freely. For example, in Indonesia, student community use social media to organize beach cleanup, food donation, or anti-bullying campaigns. These things begin online, but they have real impact offline. I personally experienced this. As a student, I joined an online campaign about mental health awareness. At first, I just post an infographic and use hashtag, but later and encourage my classmates to open a discussion 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 with our counselor and even start a small school project. That's how online activism start a chain reaction. It might begin with a post, but it doesn't stop there. It leads to conversation, reflection, and action. So when the propositions say people only click like and share, we respond. Yes, maybe some people stop there, but many don't. For example, hashtag Save Palestina. Many people like the posting, and then some action like boycott Zionist product. And with online activism, we're not just only share our opinion, but increase someone's knowledge who don't know the news for far. Note, every person has to protest in the street to make a difference. Change happens in multiple layers, and online awareness is the first step to that support offline action. So now let's respond for few weaknesses often brought up by the proposition. First, online activism is just selectivism. No, that's overgeneralization. It's true that some people only repost without deeper involvement, but that doesn't make the movement useless. In fact, even those reposts are a form of spreading awareness. A single viral post can reach millions, something traditional activism can never do that fast. For example, the Papua Life Matters campaign in Indonesia raised attention to racial injustice that mainstream media initially ignored. Online activism gave the issue national coverage and pushed journalists to investigate it further. That not laziness, that's impact. Okay, that's second. Online activism is full of moral pressure and cancel culture. They might say online activism often leads to public shaming or cancel culture, which can destroy reputation. But let's be honest, the problem isn't the activism itself, it's how some people misuse it. You don't ban a car because someone drives recklessly, right? You improve traffic rules. The same goes here. You shouldn't regret online activism because a few toxic people, in fact, of moral pressure, the proposition complaints about often help hold people accountable. For example, many corruption and sexual harassment cases in Indonesia gained attention only after they went viral online. Without online outrage, authorities might never taken seriously. So moral pressure online isn't just chaos. Sometimes it's just justice finally being heard. Okay, the third, online activism replaces real protest. Again, that's false. Online activism doesn't replace offline activism. It amplifies it. For example, when workers group or students plan a demonstration, they often use online platform to coordinate and spread their message eventually. The process become bigger and more organized because of social media. So rather being a weakness, online activism is the bridge that connect private struggles with public support. Okay, so imagine this. Even in Indonesia, teachers' movement about salary, fairness, or the farmers' protest about lands, right, granted support from the thousand or people online before reaching parliament discussion. Without digital visibility, their voices will remain local. So thank you. That's all my debaters, and thank you.